Greetings, everybody. It's me, Renato O'Tanner, back with you again just for thoughts for the day. Some more words. Hope things have been good for everybody. I haven't made a video in a little over a week, but I've been thinking about some stuff, and I said I was going to speak on it, and it's been like an issue with me especially, but the whole planet in general. And the topic is self-esteem. Self-esteem. It's classified technically as the love of oneself or self-respect. Serious issue. The truth of the matter is there is no difference between self-esteem and pride. The only difference is they're worded different. That's it. But they are actually the same exact thing. It's very important. It's very important to have. We all need to feel confident with our capabilities and achievements. It just makes a world of difference for ourselves, or in other words, it uplifts our self-esteem. There's a lot to it, though, because with self-esteem, it's very easy also to become too fixated upon ourselves in a way that can become unhealthy. You know, pride, self-esteem can be used very negatively. It's not a new thing. It's happened many times. And when you look at, for instance, example, just in people in general, we all know that we're taught that the more that we're able to accomplish, the more that we're able to acquire, gives us, in the eyes of others, tremendous worth. And of course in ourselves too, because when we receive adulation, or when we just feel very good about the things that we've accomplished, it makes us sleep better at night. We just feel overall to be in a better place. Because I'm sure that most know that what we call stress kills. Stress is dangerous. And it's not like someone's beating us with sticks or stabbing us with blades or shooting us with bullets or poisoning us with pathogens, germs, and bacteria. It's just the fact that stress is so powerful that emotionally it can literally drain us of everything that we have. Many of us know and accept this, but there are many others who still are not very accepting of it. Anyway, look, you think of how we're conditioned, how we're raised. Where we are here, I'm born in the United States of America. We're a capitalistic society. We're a democratic republic. The way we do things is different than the way some other people do things. But overall, from the beginning stages to where we're weaned, when we begin our academic endeavors, our journeys, if we're fortunate, some of us start out in things like preschool. And then we go on to kindergarten. And then it's from grades 1 through 6 in what we would call just elementary schools. And, in some cases, well, no, it's pretty much 1 through 6, and then 7 and 8 is junior high school. And then 9, 10, 11, and 12 is high school. And then, of course, if you can, you do college after that. But the way we would do things is when we begin our journey on this course, doing our studies, whatever assignments that we're given, if we focus and we're attentive, or parents assist us, guardians assist us, and we get good grades, that creates esteem, because we receive adulation from our peers. Our teachers will commend us, and the students will be like, yeah, okay, that's good. They did well. I got to do that as well also. It's one of these things that manifest esteem. And those of us who acquire the higher grades, as far as life is concerned, these are some of the tools and the behavioral patterns that will enable it for us to have the better or the finer things in life. Not everyone does it. Not everyone does it the way it really should be done. And because of such, if they don't receive the type of adulation that could have been given to them had they worked harder, you know, many people will realize that they're kind of like left out. They don't receive the same adulation. They might not be given, in some instances, we're given prizes. They might not receive these prizes. This type of emotion that will overtake people when these things occur creates a very negative effect. So the self-esteem can actually be lowered, unless, of course, it's picked up in another way. But this is just how we operate as beings. You know what I mean? It's very important how we're viewed, how we're accepted by our peers and even others is of extreme importance to us. It determines pretty much what type of a life we're going to have. And, I've gone through phases myself where my self-esteem was very low at one point. I've done things on my own that contributed to that, but also just dealing with the type of world that we deal with in the sense of competition, being competitive. The sad thing is that there are people who will go to lengths in competition that are foul. And the reason is because they don't want to be on the losing end, so to speak. They want to make sure that adulation is something that they receive. I should say positive adulation is something that they receive. Once again, it boils down to that thing, self-esteem, to feel worthy. Unfortunately, it's a thing that also, like I said, it causes a lot of problems because there are people who will go to any lengths to acquire what it is that they want. And the whole goal, the whole purpose of it being whatever it is, what they want, is because of the type of response that they're going to receive and acquire because of it. So, self-esteem is a real serious thing. It's very important. But at the same time, once again, we have to realize that for the most part, you follow the rules. It's basically respect. Self-esteem is also interpreted as self-respect. If you don't treat others with respect, in the majority of instances, you're not going to receive it back. Fear, however, is a determining factor because instead of receiving respect through merit, you can actually be given respect through fear. And unfortunately, there are numerous individuals that have gone that route. Instead of doing it through meritorious acts, they've done it through intimidation, fear. And it's a rough thing because there are many people who have been subjugated to bullying. It's been a very big thing, especially online. Before there was this type of technology and we were able to communicate in this manner that we're doing right now, it was just basically done in schoolyards or on the streets. But now, through social media and stuff, it's done this way as well. And it's a very, very bad thing. Wherever wherever you see it, that you find it or whatever, if you can make a difference in it, do so. Because it's going to affect you in one way, shape, or form, whether it's directly to you or through someone that you know, like your children. You can suffer things because your children are suffering, and thus they're going to act up and cause problems for you. It's just the way things go. But look, we have a new administration in the country, and I don't know how things are going to go. We'll see. It turned out to be pretty good. I remember on the 6th when they had the siege, when they had the insurrection, and the people went crazy. A lot of people became afraid, and they weren't sure how things were going to lead up to the inauguration. Fortunately, however, there were no negative, real sequences taking place, which was a good thing, and I'm just glad, that nothing serious happened. There didn't have to be any bloodshed. There didn't have to be any people. I mean, there's still people who, of course, don't believe that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are the president and vice president. They're entitled to their opinion. But it was done through the process that we deal with, which is what we call the democratic process. And they did win the votes. So thus they have been selected / elected to handle the economic affairs of the union. You know, I don't know how to say it like this. I mean, I try my best to be positive as I can be, but unfortunately, existence doesn't work solely with just positivity. Positivity, it doesn't do it. Nature itself is not solely positive. When we think of existence, for those of us who have gained the knowledge that we've gained and learned certain things through science, we realize that an atom and cells, these things literally consist of what we call positive and negative charges. Now, you'd have to really Google electricity to find out the true definitions of what positive and negative charges are, but the ultimate reality is that's existence. And it's what we consist of as living beings. Anything, ourselves, rocks, trees, water, everything in some way, shape, or form as a current of somewhat of what we would call positivity and negativity. They call it polarity. Another reason why I make some of these videos is because I know that some people, you know, they're not really into school that much. And some people will actually only become educated through social media, through the things that they see, the videos and the audios that they hear. So if I can be used as a tool to make it so that someone may be able to acquire some information that they had not known prior to seeing this video or any other video, I'm glad that I can be used in that way. And like I said, I also appreciate and learn every day from seeing things because I'm on social media all the time. And I've learned a lot, and I'm glad. And I hope to continue to learn more. It's just what it is. You know, I heard this saying, you know, like I said, as far as like self-esteem, as far as like acquisitions of what we would want in life, the things that would make us happy, from the movie Batman. I believe it was Batman versus Superman, The Dawn of Justice. One of the quotes that Batman stated, he said, the world doesn't make sense unless you force it to. That's a serious statement, man. The world doesn't make sense unless you force it to. In essence, basically what it's saying is, we've all heard these expressions, or this one in particular. Anything that you put your mind to, you can accomplish. But it means what it says. You have to put your mind to it and then apply it. So in that sense, of course, you know, things can happen. I realize that everything doesn't happen that I would want. And I'm pretty sure many of you out there in YT land realize that you probably put your mind to some things and it didn't turn out the way you wanted it to. It doesn't mean you should stop. Because it is true. Anything that we do put our minds to, for the most part, we can manifest it. Some things may be a lot harder to manifest than others. But nevertheless, it's true. We can manifest things. You know, I think about what I'm going to do, man, as far as my life is concerned. And as I stated, one of the things that has already made a difference is that I started doing this. I started reaching out and communicating to people. I hardly have any views, but that's okay. Because at some point, there are going to be people who are going to stumble over these videos and realizing that, as I've said in the beginning, you're not alone. There are many other people that may be undergoing what you're undergoing, and maybe even worse, and in some cases better. Hopefully the better. Hopefully you get more of what's better than what isn't good. It's not good because you know what stress does. Like I said in the beginning of this, stress is bad. Anyway, I'm going to leave this like that. I'm going to start making some real serious content with, having my phone, instead of holding my phone so it's wiggling around like it's wiggling right now. But the bottom line is if these are the things that people would be worried about, then the message is lost. It's not about looking good. It's not about doing all that. It's about relaying and conveying what's truly beneficial for all of us as a whole. And I plan on doing many more. And I plan and hope that, I hear and learn more as I've always done in the past. I've learned a great deal of things from many of you out there. And I plan on continuing that. So on that note, I say it once again, if you like what you've heard today and you would like to hear some more, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps out tremendously. And it's just good. And then I'm going to leave it like this. May we have great days. May we live long and prosper. Be well.